Okay, this is my second video. I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb, and somebody just called me. So second video, just continuation of this pad down here. They want stamped concrete. I mentioned in my first video the type of stamp they want. We'll try to find it, get a price on it, and then when we send the bid, we'll send them the picture of the stamp that we found that matches their idea. Okay, so we're gonna do 5 inches out here, 5 inches of concrete. I take that back. Let's just do 4 inches of concrete. But I think what we're gonna have to do is we might have to build this up a little bit. It might be okay. Let me check the slope as it sits right now. It's at 0.8%. And let's see. Yeah, it's actually a little bit lower here in the back, so we might have to bring in a little bit more rock. I don't know if a couple yards of rock would be sufficient in here, but a couple yards of rock, compact it down, get 4 inches of concrete to slope from the landscape rock out to here, so that way water will flow out onto the concrete, and put in stamped concrete here. There's sidewalk that goes around those staircases through here and over to this location. It's the best and quickest access. And then for line pump purposes, I was showing you how far that is that we'd have to go. This measurement is roughly, I'm going all the way out to here, and I'll show you that in a second. So I'm a little heavy on my measurement just because it gets narrower down here. But we got a 14 by 52 foot area here to pour concrete all the way up against the rock. So we can pour it all the way up against the rock, so it'll kind of lock those bottom rocks in there. And then we're gonna go all the way out to that sidewalk where we'll just kind of round the concrete over there. It'll ramp down a little bit and then flatten out onto this pad. So that's one thing. They're gonna have this power cord kind of buried here. They were testing the lights earlier because Bona Vista had just purchased this property recently. Then you got this sidewalk here. Okay, in this area we got a 4x14, 4-inch concrete, remove and replace, 4 foot by 15. Remove and replace. And we're gonna try to redo this right here. So you see power's going underneath. All we need to do is set up our form board here on this existing step and pour the edge here, so it'll be a little bit thicker down here, but the rest of it will be 4 inches going all the way up. 4 inches going all the way up. Okay, this wall right here, we're gonna take out. It's sitting by itself. It was poured separately, as you can see. It goes all the way over and it's starting to lean. I looked underneath here where the 4 inches of concrete is, and you'll see it only went down maybe another 2 inches. So I said that we would remove this, it's about 14 feet of concrete wall. We'll just bust it out and take it with us, and they don't want anything there anymore. It's just going to be sidewalk, and as you can see, there was a joint here, and this was poured separately, so we should be able to just knock that out and remove it and form and pour this. You see there's lights here, so there's electrical close to the concrete, but I've worked with these lights myself. It's not that big a deal. There's I think a line running through here. We'll be able to form this right in here, but we need to be careful with the power that's running right through there, that power line. I would imagine that power line probably comes either down to here or shortcuts there. This area right here, we don't have to worry about this. They'll remove these little blocks and they're gonna fill it in with more of this river rock. We're gonna keep this same shape, okay? We wanna come up to the tool joint, that's right here, and saw cut right here. Tool joint at that, and then where this crack is here, do a nice clean saw cut just to this side of it. All right, so we'll be able to replace this concrete here and then tie it into the stamped concrete. This is broom finish here. Actually, no. This is not broom finish. This was exposed aggregate through here. So we'll probably have to keep it the same. Exposed aggregate. Okay. Water source. I know I asked earlier, I think there's a couple different water sources up here that we can get access to for water. As far as draining, or as far as like a eco pan or anything like that, I don't think there's anywhere that we can wash the concrete. I mean, it's going right out to the bay here, so I don't know if we need to include one of those on this project or not, but I want to bring that up. Sprinkler head right here, so we got to watch out for that too. Okay, you'll see that none of this is broom finish, and it doesn't look like good exposed aggregate, so hopefully I'm giving the right directions on this, because it kind of doesn't look like either. So I'll be curious about that. This little piece that's right here, we'll fix that too. We could probably clean up and just make a saw cut right there, and then when we go to pour this in, we can just have it come up and angle over instead of trying to form in that little piece right there. I don't know, but it definitely, we need to clean this up and cut it. Okay. Let's go look at this other area that's a bid option. It's the last thing. Okay, this is actually part of the base bid, I should say. So there's a gate right here where we could have quick access from the north, and it's about a 4-foot gate. Let's see here. Yeah, it's about a 4-foot wide gate that we could go from right there and wheelbarrow over here, possibly. This might be the best way to get those chunks of concrete out of here too, is by just coming up this sidewalk and going out to the north side and disposing. But this one's a gnarly one. I told him I wasn't sure what we're going to be able to do here, but I don't want to touch this, because now we're talking about the structure here and all that weight bearing right there on that post. The staircase is okay, but it's starting to slope. As you can see, 7.1% slope. Everything started to sink right in that area. You can see the line where the stain mark is. That's where the concrete used to sit. So they'd like to not mess with these stairs, but they'd like to fix this area from this point on. So I'm going to need some information and advice on this from our team on what to do here, but they want to replace all of this to that joint there. So this is a 16 by 4 pad, 4-inch remove and replace. We'd want to pour it back up to that line where it used to be, so that way the water will stay away from the building. And they were wondering if we could potentially do like a saw cut, like a foot off of there. Yeah, it might have a little bit of I don't know where that paint came from. I didn't notice that. Anyways, must have touched some painting there. But about a foot away, they were wondering if we could saw cut and then try to get closer, but I think it's detached already. So I think if we saw cut as close as we could towards the building there and try to get it to break, I don't know, it's gonna be tough, but pour this in, that would be awesome if we could do that. I don't know if we can. So there you go. It's got a 7% slope that drops down. It needs to be raised up about another 4 inches there in the middle. But all of this, they would like to have that fixed and leave the staircase if possible, because this whole staircase is poured as one, and this was poured with it. And I just, like I said, I don't want to mess with that post if we don't want to. I don't want to. I wouldn't want to. Okay, there's that. So this is base bid, and then up here there's a bid option underneath here at unit 4, between unit 4 and unit 6, where this joint is right here. Go all the way over against the units there, through that joint, around this corner, and over to here. You could see this was broom finished here, and maybe that was broom finished, and then with exposure to weather, maybe it wore it down. So being that this is broom finish, I think we could probably do that as broom finish. And down there, we'll bid it as exposed down there, possibly. Yeah, let's just bid it as that, and if they tell me I need to, or if I can do broom finish, I'll do broom finish. But this right here is a bid option. It raises up onto this other pad. There's quick access right outside. It has a step there, or a couple steps, so it goes down a little two-step deal. But there's quick access to exit out of here, if need be, to get this concrete out of here. Okay? So this is 4 foot. So in an L shape, that's a 4 by 32 going right here, 4 by 32. And then you've got this area right here, that's a 10 by 10. And they want to replace that. And as we replace it, we need to ramp it up to that up there, because it's got quite the slope going up there. 9.2% from this point here, and that is approximately about 6 feet. 6 feet away here. Okay. I think that's it for the repairs. They want to do the concrete this year. Asphalt repairs, they said they'd like to do next year. And then the seal coating striping, obviously next year. And crack fill, I don't want a ton of cracks, but you had about 500 feet of crack fill to do on that. So add the crack fill, give them the early bird discount on the seal coat, and that should do it. Any other questions, let me know. Thanks.